Good afternoon, madam. I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today, in this video lecture, I am going to explain you about another model problem on the Kennedy's theorem. So, in our previous class, we have discussed a problem on the Kennedy's theorem, and today I am going to explain another model problem. So, in yesterday's class, we have discussed about the Kennedy's theorem and solved a problem taken on the model, that is Kennedy's theorem. And today we are going to solve one more problem on it. So based upon the procedure only, we are going to finish the problem. So that is why I am going to solve one more model from this Kennedy's theorem. So first we are going to study the problem, and then we are going to solve it. Locate all the instantaneous centers of the slider crank mechanism as shown in the figure. The lengths of the crank OB and the connecting rod AB are 100 mm in length and 400 mm respectively. If the crank rotates clockwise with an angular velocity of 10 radians per second, find velocity of the slider A and angular velocity of the connecting rod B. So that is the question. So we are going to define this problem with the lengths of the crank and the connecting rod. So they have given the lengths of the OB, that is the crank, and the connecting rod AB are 100 mm and 400 mm respectively. So they have directly given the lengths of the crank and the connecting rod. So by this we can draw a model figure, and if the crank rotates with an angular velocity of 10 radians per second, so they have given the angular velocity of the crank also, that is omega of OB has also been given. Then we are going to find the velocity of the slider and angular velocity of the connecting rod AB. So these two we are going to solve it. So first of all, from the given data, we are going to draw a diagram. So they have given the OB and AB. So here O is the fixed link and from there they have given the crank length. So take a normal line and fix a first of the point as O, and then take 100 mm as length in the compass. Then draw an arc on it. So we have got an arc like this. So that is the arc drawn there with a length of 100 mm. Next, they have given the connecting rod length as 400 mm. So the length of the connecting rod is taken here. So they have also given the angle also. So angle is 45 degrees. Through angle we have fixed a point. From this point we are going to cut 400 mm length. So thereby we can draw this diagram. So in this slider crank mechanism, there are 4 links. So this is the first link, that is the fixed link. This is the crank, which is the second link, and this is the connecting rod, and fourth one is the slider. So these are the 4 links, and in that 4 links they have given the lengths of 2 links. That is the crank length is, that is crank radius is 100 mm, and the connecting rod is 400 mm in length. And they are also given the angular velocity of the crank, that is 10 radians per second. So in the given data we are going to take it as omega of OB as 10 radians per second. So omega of OB, that is OB is the crank here. So angular velocity of the crank is taken as OB, that is 10 radians per second. Next, we are going to find the velocity of the slider A, that is the velocity of the slider, and the angular velocity of the connecting rod B. So these are the 2 modules we are going to find. So first of all, I have taken all the inputs. So I have taken the given data also. So from the given data OB, we take it as 10 radians per second. Then OB length is 100 mm. This we are converting it to meters, that is 0.1 meters. So then we are going to find the velocity of the, that is linear velocity of the crank OB. So first of all, we are going to find the linear velocity of the crank BOB. Then velocity of OB is taken as, that is velocity of B with respect to O, that is angular velocity of OB into length of the OB line. So the angular velocity of OB is given as 10 and length of the OB is 0.1, that is both in meters. So we have obtained as 1 meter per second. So this is 1 meter per second. So we have obtained the velocity of OB. Then we are going to locate the instantaneous centers through this. So the instantaneous centers in a slider crank mechanism are located and is discussed the below. Since there are 4 links, so we have 4 links in the slider crank mechanism. So for the first step, there are 4 links, that is n is 4. So we have already defined this formula, capital N is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2 from the instantaneous center method. So by substituting the number of links in these, formula, we got 6. So total number of instantaneous centers can be taken as 6. So this is the example of the slider crank mechanism, which you can show in different colors of a 3D diagram. So the red color one is the crank here. So this is the crank. This is the pin attached to the connecting rod. And the connecting rod is attached to the slider to a bearing block. So this is the bearing block. This is slider is attached to the connecting rod. So in the first step, we have defined the number of instantaneous centers. And now we are going to the 4-bar link mechanism. So in a 4-bar link mechanism, we are going to keep the table, that is the chart, and locate the fixed and permanent instantaneous centers by inspection. So we are going to fix the permanent and instantaneous centers from this diagram, and these centers have been elevated from the 1 2 links, 2 3 links, 3 4 links. So it is three links. Since the slider moves on a straight line, the instantaneous center 1, 4 will be at infinity position. So that is at the infinity position. So therefore we got the 4 links, and since the slider crank mechanism has 3 turning pairs and 1 sliding pair, therefore there will be 3 primary instantaneous centers, that is the fixed and permanent centers have been 3 centers, and remaining will be 3 instantaneous centers. So these I23, I34 and I12 are the permanent and fixed instantaneous centers, and remaining are the free centers of that point. So now we are going to draw these instantaneous diagram. So now we are going to locate these centers. So this is the diagram. So this is the already space diagram we have given. So from that we are going to develop these I13, I14 centers. So first of all, take this diagram as usual according to your scale. So take a suitable scale to draw it. Then extend the link I14 from the fixed link, that is 1. So this is the dotted line drawing to it. So before that, we are going to draw the circle diagram. So on drawing the circle diagram only, we are going to do that. So draw a circle with a suitable scale and mark 4 numbers. So as usual, the procedure is as usual to all the problems. The procedure is same for the all problems. So we are drawing these 4 points. So this is the circle diagram. We are taking 4 points. From the 4 links, we have drawn the so here we have got two diagonals, that is by dividing the 1 3 line. So if you are going to join the 1 3 line, we got two triangles, and if I am going to join the 2 4 line, that is 2 4 links, we are going to have got two other triangles. So from the triangle, we are going to draw this one. So instantaneous center of 2 4, that is, this is the instantaneous center of 2 4. This is formed by in between the 2 3 and 3 4 links. So here 2 3 is the link this, and 3 4 is the link this. So this is the 3 4 link, and this is the 2 3 link. So from these two extended points, we have got the instantaneous center of 2 4. So from the same location, we are going to take this also, that is I13. So I13 is formed between the two sides 1 4 and 4 3. So this is the link 1 4 and this is the link 4 3. So from these 2 points, I have extended this line. We have got this. So I14. So from this, we have got 2 points, that is I14, I13, and I24. So this is the link of I14, I14 at this. So we have got the dotted lines as the instantaneous centers. So for locating the instantaneous centers, we are going to take the dotted lines. So by these we can got two extended instantaneous centers. That is two extended instantaneous centers from the four links. So therefore we got I13 and I24 instantaneous centers. So locate the other two remaining neither fixed nor permanent. So we have got already fixed and permanent instantaneous centers by Kennedy's theorem, and this is done by circling diagram and mark 4 points in this diagram. We are going to take this procedure as simple. So next we are going to join these lines, that is 1 3 line. From the two triangles and which forms the 1 2 3 and 3 4 1 in the circle diagram. So we have got two triangles, that is 1 2 3 and 3 4 1 from the divided line 1 3 in the circle diagram. Next, the side 1 3 is common to both the triangles, which is responsible for completing the two triangles. So that is going to make the two triangles which is equal to one another. Therefore, the center instantaneous of 1 3 will lie on the intersection of I12, I23, I14, I34. Produce if necessary. Then I13 is located. Next, we are going to draw the join the points 2 4 by a dotted line from the two triangles. So we got the two triangles 2 3 4 and 1 2 4. So from that we got the I24. So therefore the center I24 lies on the intersection of I23, I34 and I12 and I24. Thus, all the six instantaneous centers have been now located. So from the circle diagram, we have find two more instantaneous centers, that is I13 and I24. So we have got two more instantaneous centers from that, and by measurement we find that instantaneous center of 13 A is equal to 460 mm. So from the diagram we got that length, that is 460 mm, which is equal to 0.46 meters. So that is 0.46 meters, and instantaneous center of 13 at B position. So I am going to take it. So instantaneous center of 13 from the A position. So this is the from the A position length, and from the B position length, this is the B position length. So from here you want to measure this. So from here, so this is the length to be measured in a straight line. So from here, the length has been taken to here. So here also from this A position, we are going to take the length of A position 13. So these two lengths have been taken, and by measurement we got the two lengths. So we got 460 mm and 560 mm. That is the two lengths we have obtained. So 460 mm and 560 mm. Now we are going to find the velocity of the slider A and the angular velocity of the connecting rod AB. So first of all, velocity of the slider A. So let A be the velocity of A. So VA be the velocity of slider A. Then we know that velocity of A by instantaneous center of 13 A is equal to velocity of B by instantaneous center of 13 at from the B position. So we have got these two lengths, and we also know the velocity of B. There we are going to find the velocity of A. So velocity of A has been taken to the another side, and the remaining values to the one side. So velocity of B is 1. And substituting these values, we got 0.82 meters per second as velocity of A. So 0.82 meters per second is the velocity of A position. So therefore we have got this velocity of slider A And next we are going to find the velocity of the slider, angular velocity of the connecting rod AB. So we have taken omega AB as the angular velocity of the connecting rod. Let omega of AB be the angular velocity of the connecting rod AB. Then we know the same formula. So this is the same formula to be substituted here for the angular velocity of AB. So this is the combination of both the velocities. So I am taking the same formula, same old formula as repeated in the velocity of the slider. So by substituting that, we have got the angular velocity of AB from the position. Now we are going to find the angular velocity of B. So therefore, the angular velocity of AB is taken as, so we can take the velocity of A or we can take the velocity of B. So here I am taking the velocity of B by instantaneous center of 1,3 into D. So omega of AB is find out as 1.78 radians per second. So this is the angular velocity of omega of AB. So the velocity of the slider A and the angular velocity of the connecting rod AB may also be determined as follows. So this can also be taken as, from the similar triangles of two sections, that is I13, I23 and 34. So this is I13 and I23 and I34 and I12, I23, I24 and I24. So from these three triangles, so from these two triangles, I am going to take the values, that is I12 into I23 by I13 into I23. So taking the similar sides and the common sides, so we have got omega of AB, that is equal to velocity of B by instantaneous center of 13 into B. So these are the two values have been taken. So we know the value of angular velocity of OB and length of the OB. So by taking the VB as omega B OB into length of the OB. So these belongs to there's two sections only. So that is why I'm taking the two. So in total we got these equation, that is omega of OB into instantaneous center of 2, 3, instantaneous center of 2, 4 divided by instantaneous center of 2, 3 into instantaneous center of 3, 4. So that is from the equation 1. And now let's get the velocity of A to that submitted one. And now we will get omega of AB into instantaneous center of 13 into A So we have got the velocity of A as omega of OB into instantaneous center of 3 into instantaneous center of 4 divided by instantaneous center of 3 into instantaneous center of 4. So these are three values divided by instantaneous centers of 3 and 4. And these got from this equation. So from the equation 3 we have got this equation. So in total we got omega of OB into instantaneous center of 2 into 4. In total this is omega of OB into OD. So this is the values for omega of OB into OD. So from the equation 2. So this is the velocity for the connecting rod, angular velocity for the connecting rod. That is angular velocity of OB into OD. So from these, I can end in this class. Thank you.